So yeah, we're a trio. We're called Oliver Hazard. We're from Waterville, Ohio. We play predominantly indie folk music. Um, and yeah, that's like kind of the gist of it. None of us are named Oliver. That's just like a moniker that we took from the region that we all grew up in, the Great Lakes, kind of. We're from a small town called Waterville, Ohio. It's about 15 minutes from Lake Erie. And that's
Oh,
where there was like a naval officer, and he kind of is named after a bunch of towns are named after him, and we stole his first and middle name, Oliver Hazard, for our band, just to kind of keep a little regional um, relationship to from our band and our name. So
I love that. That's not saying like it's homey, but it's very homey of you guys to do that.
for sure, yeah, I think the community plays a big role in the music. So
Yeah, I'll love to get into that part a little bit later, but in the meantime, you guys have your new album out now, which is the
yeah.
self-title. Why
hmm
did you chose the second album to be Oliver Hazard?
we wanted to kind of rebrand and like in a way that we could like the first record was it's our first record, so it's like easy to, you know, um, push the project in a sense. It's like, okay, this is our debut album, but for our second record, it's always like a big growth period between the first and the second. And this one was a little more, I think, like vulnerable and a little more thought put into the album. The first one was um, written, recorded, and like sent out to our friends all within like maybe 3 weeks. It was like a very fast process. And this one just felt like it was a little more us in a way. And so we wanted to kind of capture that and name the record after ourselves and kind of re-push our our name, within the project through the record. We've always enjoyed self-titled records too, so we thought it was a good opportunity.
Love that. And it's
hmm
a fantastic album. I had the chance to listen to it earlier. Um, God, there was one line in the song, Use Me Up, that like
hmm
hit me in a weird way I wasn't expecting, and that was the you drew me like a lottery and I'm not worth the wait in me. That was a fucking line that I wasn't expecting.
Oh, nice. Yeah, glad you liked it.
Um, though, I am curious, I
hmm
don't know what it is about the song Northern Lights,
Uh-huh.
but it sounds familiar, but
Oh, cool.
yeah, I don't know exactly where I've heard it from, but I've heard, like, I don't know if it's a TikTok, it was used in a TikTok trend at one point, but
Totally.
it has that feeling like I've heard it before, like the old that's been like passed down from years.
That's
Um,
cool.
but it's one of the
Yeah, I mean, we do we are on TikTok. We have used it on TikTok before. So
okay.
that could be, that is possible. I don't know if it ever like really took on TikTok. In terms of like a trend, that'd be really cool if it did happen. So if you want to help us start that, we'd love it.
I'll definitely try.
But yeah, but we'll see. It's on our radar.
So, and with that in mind, you have a couple songs out as music videos, but the I really am curious about the Fly Right and the Fly Right music video that just came out
hmm
last month. Um, how did you guys decide that this was the approach you were gonna take with it being more like this abstract,
Yeah.
deeper cutout?
Totally. So actually, we went to our historical society in Waterville, Ohio, this little town, and we found all these old photos of the town that the band started, and we ended up uh, s- taking pictures of them, all of them, and then sending them to our artist friend who does collage artwork. And then he integrated all of the artwork into like a whole music video storyline. And then his friends from LA, who are buddies of ours as well, ended up taking all of those collages and animating them. So it was almost like the storyboard of collages that became animated, and all of the pictures kind of stemmed from our historical society. And then we also like integrated a lot of like National Geographic, like old school, like 1950s Nat Geo stuff that we ended up integrating into it. So but yeah, came out really cool.
I love this whole sense of community that you have going on. It
Mhm.
makes very to me when I think of another person, another group that's done something similar to that. I think of Arkells, um, the Canadian rock group over there, uh, who's very like homestruck of Hamilton, the city that they live in, and so hearing that you have such pride in your community is quite beautiful to hear.
That's cool. I've never heard of them. I'll have to check them out. What is it? The Arkells?
Arkells, yes,
Sweet. Cool. Yeah, I'll check them out after this.
yeah. Um, but I love, like I said earlier, I love the sense of community that you have, and it's gotten to a point that you now have a whole music festival. I'm curious in terms of how that kind of created.
Totally. Yeah, so it was kind of the same reason that we've, you know, really like continued to build community into our brand. We like when we started the band, we found that like our biggest fans were in our community. It wasn't like some trend online or anything. Like the people who were listening to our music weren't like on some foreign land, or they were just like actually in our community, and that was kind of the foundation um of Oliver Hazard to begin with, and we thought that was like really important to cultivate. And it's always been a part of our, you know, more of on like a moral scale, like how do we also uplift our community, and not just, you know, we're from a small town, and a lot of folks who leave our town to go do something that feels bigger than themselves never really come back. You know, they go to like New York City or
Yeah.
Los Angeles, and they kind of just like forget about where they came from. And I think it was a part of our like goals to kind of bring the trophy home, you know, and not really forget about like where we came from. So the music festivals for us is like a treat to our town a little bit, you know, and we can like bring all these artists who would never ever stop in Waterville, Ohio, because it's not really part of the circuit of shows that anyone would do. The closest people usually come is Detroit, Michigan, which is like an hour away. Um, so yeah, we decided to start an emerging music festival and bring all the folks that we meet on tour, or we meet them online through the folk, you know, indie folk community. And we invite them to come play. And it's kind of been growing ever since. It's been really cool.
I gosh, weirdly enough, I have heard of the festival through a friend of mine, and then to find out that you guys were creating it was even cooler to know that it's just band creative, fun atmosphere. Um,
So
and the
cool.
lineup, oh, was it now with the lineup? You also include an art installation. I'm curious, how did you guys come across? I'm going to pronounce their name right, wrong.
Happy
Cassandra,
Tida?
Kathy Teta. Okay, there's like a no space between it, so it took me a second to figure out.
No worries. Yeah, so she's actually a local in our town, and we've always wanted to do like non-musical artwork at the festival, but we never really like dove into it. And so this will be the first time we've done it. And she's a muralist, and she does a lot of like nature murals. And Waterville is this really neat town that like sits along this beautiful river. It's a really quaint town. It's very like natural focus. Like people go there to like hike along the river, go fishing, or go kayaking. And so this year our theme in the music festival brand is very like fish centric. It's got all these like fish and little like nautical objects in the artwork of the poster. And so she's gonna do like a larger mural that kind of mirrors that vibe. We're not exactly sure what she's gonna do yet, but we're really excited to see what it turns out.
So, how long have you guys been doing the festival for?
So this is our fifth annual, which is wild
Okay,
to say out loud. We started it the year we started the band in 2018. That was like the
really.
first year we went on our first tour, and we played our first festivals, and it was also the first year we did Oliver Hazard Day.
So wait, so you guys created the band. You're like, yeah, we're gonna create a festival as well. Like, how did that mindset kind of come to play?
Well, so we again, like our biggest fan base was in our town. So we
Yeah.
asked our town if we could block the streets off and build a stage in the middle of the road? And they said yes. And then we just decided to start inviting artists to open up for us. And it eventually, kind of grew to be something bigger than that.
Wow. So I'm also curious because you have so many things going on besides the music festival, the new album out. You had a mini documentary as well on top of that. Um, why did you do that? To say like there's so much going on, but like why add a documentary to the mix of all of this?
Yeah, that's a great question. The mini doc was, I don't know. I think it was, we just really want to tell people our story. And we're from the Midwest. We never moved to like a bigger city. And so how do you get the word out, And like, there's so much magic that happens like in this small town thing that we're creating. And we see the magic every day, but it's hard for folks to see that from outside of where we are. And so we decided to bring in our own like documentarian crew to just like let us tell our story and hopefully allow folks to understand what we're doing, even if they live like in Europe or in California or somewhere that's not Waterville, Ohio. I think you can really feel the magic when you get to the music festival, but um, outside of that, it's really hard to kind of see it. So we thought it would be special to try to portray that.
That's amazing. I'm just like over here being like, okay, well, he's running a music festival. He's promoting a brand new album. But you guys just performed at a festival yesterday. Um,
Yeah, we were up in Vermont. Yeah, it's a
uh,
lot on our plate, and we're recording our next album also at the same time.
on top of
Which
that, oh wow.
yeah, I know it's a lot, but
And like
it
and
it's worth it though.
and on top of it, you guys are gonna also be going to Austin City Limits as well, and then even
Yep.
touring the potential album.
Hmm.
And you guys got so much on your plates. Wow.
Yeah,
How
it's a
are you?
lot on our plate. Yeah.
How are you?
But it's fun. I mean, you gotta do it somehow, right? I feel like we never wanted to like try to take the conventional route of being a band. We always wanted to try to find a way um to do it in a way that felt unique, And I think
Yeah.
sometimes that can take a little more work and creativity, but um, I think it's better that way than, playing in empty bars over and over again until the right person walks in the room. And I just don't really believe in luck. I think like creating, I mean, I do, but I think there's a lot of creating your own luck that has to happen in order to kind of receive those lucky moments. So.
No, and I definitely agree with you on that. And the album itself is very beautiful. I enjoy it. It's definitely that type of summertime album where you can really like enjoy it while at the lake or just on a casual stroll through the neighborhood.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's really fun. And we're excited to get it out. We actually recorded it in 2020. And we just like didn't we were kind of in the middle of rebuilding um our momentum after COVID-19 and all that, everything that like slowed down. And so we decided to kind of wait until we had like the right resources to release the music. Um, but we're really excited about the next round of songs that's gonna come out too. So it's like kind of a fun weight off our shoulders. We're like, okay, like music's out. Like now we can just keep moving forward. We could
Yeah,
put the painting on the wall.
man. But you guys are not giving any time to like take that moment to like enjoy the album, right?
Oh, we've been enjoying it for like three
Okay.
years. Yeah.
It's like, all right, we're
Yeah.
ready. Everybody, I mean, maybe everybody's like first run of it for like the first 2 weeks, but we're done. New
Yeah,
album's
right.
out.
Yeah, it'll be fun because we'll give them at least 3, 4 months to enjoy it until we come out with the next song. So
Oh wow. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it sounds straight up like Taylor Swift over here. Drops one album, then 2 months later, no, guess what? New album.
yeah, right. I wish. That's awesome.
So I have like a couple of these little conversation cards just to get you to get people to know you on a new level.
Cool.
Um, so the first question is uh what was it? What can you never get enough of?
Probably potato chips.
Really? What kind?
Big, yeah, kind of an addict. Like the plain ones, just like salt.
Really?
Yeah, it's really lame, but yeah, like a classic like Cape Cod.
Okay. That, we're getting a
Hmm.
little bit different. We're not, well, it's not like
Yeah,
your
yeah.
traditional Lays here.
I don't
All
know. Those are
right.
fun too, but like I like the kettle cooked ones. Those are great.
Ooh. See, I'm a
That
salt
or
and vinegar.
popcorn.
Ooh,
Ooh, those
pop.
are good too.
I'm a huge salt
Those are
and
good.
vinegar person, so like the moment I see salt vinegar chips, I'm like, yeah, I'll take those instead. But I
Yeah,
did.
those are definitely addicting.
um, has a stranger ever changed your life?
Hmm. Um, I don't know. I don't know about a stranger, but yeah, maybe not stranger, but I think a lot of like people who I know have done so, you know.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. I mean, I think like there's certain like people in every part of I don't know, I feel like I've everywhere I go, a lot of my I almost like count parts of my life in like locations that I've lived. I feel like I've lived a lot of places. And so um in each one of those places, I feel like there's like someone different that like was kind of a mentor or like a friend that really, uh, had a really was really a part of that like formative time, in my life. So
yeah.
I think it's not just one person; it's like a lot of folks. So,
Hey, so is there a feeling you miss? It's actually one of the cards.
hmm, not really. I think I have them all. I think they're all still inside of me. Yeah.
It's a very weird card. I've never pulled it out, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. See.
Yeah, I think maybe one day I'll have an answer to that one, but
If you
I'm
were
glad it's not
to,
here yet.
yes, if you were to press shuffle on your playlist, what would be the first song that would pop on?
Um, that is a good one. You know, I've been listening to, I have to like think about this one. I listen to a lot of Kevin Morby, if you know who that is, and Mac DeMarco.
Oh,
I've
Mac
been like
DeMarco, I
really
do know.
into, yeah, I've been really into Mac DeMarco lately. There's a song called this, or no, it's not This Old Dog, it's My Old Man. It's like this really amazing song. I think it's about his dad. And like looking in the mirror and like realizing he's more like his dad than he used to, than he ever thought he was. I thought it was a really cool song. So I've been listening to that one a lot.
I think, oh man, I'm trying to think of what last time I saw Mac DeMarco. It might have been a couple years ago. Have you seen him live?
No, I haven't. I've always wanted to. I've heard he puts on a heck of a show.
Here, we'll do one last one, and it's, um, what is something that you cannot live without?
Hmm. Probably like outdoor activity. I'm like
Yeah.
I have a very like I have like restless leg syndrome, I'm always like walking, like even on calls, I like will like take a hike and like walk around. But yeah, I have a lot of trouble like staying put in one spot, and I spend a lot of the day not indoors. So that's something I cherish.
I like that. And so right now, are you kind of like moving your legs while trying to
Oh
stay
yeah,
still?
yeah. I'm totally swiveling the seat and freaking out for sure.
Because I'm currently doing that too. So we're definitely on the restless legs. And
That's funny. Yeah.
that's why like I'm making like the excuse just to bend over here and move over here while you're answering.
Exactly. Totally. I know I thought about taking this remote on my phone, but I think it's better for the interview to have a static environment.
Whatever floats your boat. As long as you have signal, we're good. So, with all that being said, um, the album's out now. The festival is
Yep.
August 12th.
Yeah, we're coming into 2 weeks here, which is crazy. Um,
Wow,
so we're really excited.
that's
I
insane. The fact
know
that it's
it's
like 2 weeks from now.
I know we spend like all year planning it, and then all of a sudden it's like one day and it just goes by. But yeah, it should be really fun. It's downtown Waterville. Can't miss it. It's just a one stop town, so we're gonna be right there in the middle of it. So
What is one thing that you're always excited about when it comes to coming to this festival?
usually it's like the probably the turnout. Like I always like seeing like um how many people come. Usually the weather. It's not really exciting, it's more like anxious. But
Yeah,
last year it rained from the moment we started to the moment we finished. There was just constant rain. So that I would see as like not the worst possible scenario, but like a pretty high up there. It's better than lightning, you know.
yeah.
But yeah, usually that's like one thing I'm always like looking forward at, like I'm always like on the weather app, like, oh my gosh, is it gonna rain? Is it gonna rain? Because that can also dictate like how many people come too. There's a lot of folks that don't want to stand in the rain all the time. But last year was cool. We still had about 1,000 folks show up and stand in the rain for 7 hours straight, which was pretty amazing.
Not bad
But we have some,
for 1,000 in the
no,
rain.
yeah, we have a really cool fan base. They're really badass, so it's pretty sweet.
So, with that being said, let's come to the part where I have to say, where can we be able to find you, Mike?
Yeah, so Instagram, TikTok, all the things at Ollie Hazard, OLI Hazard. There's a kid from Rhode Island, I think, who his name is actually Oliver Hazard. And I think he might have the real Oliver Hazard handle. Um, but yeah, OLI Hazard, and then olihazard.com is our website. And then yeah, check us out on Spotify, Oliver Hazard.